Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about my sort of debt-free journey. I've had a few people ask me about an update on how things are going, so I figured while I was getting ready today I would talk about that. Things are going relatively well. I'm certainly not debt-free, but I'm a good way closer to it. Obviously, if I stopped spending any excess money, I could get there a lot quicker, but at the same time, I might drive myself a little bit mad. But yes. So what I have been doing is not the snowball effect. I believe the snowball effect is where you pay the minimum on all of your credit cards, and then you focus on as much money as possible on one particular, usually either one with the highest interest rate or the one with the lowest balance. But yeah, I haven't been doing that simply because it just doesn't fit in with the way I use my money. And I know that may just sound like an excuse, but really, genuinely, I pay a set amount to each debt, and because there's one credit card in particular that I kind of use as an emergency card if I don't happen to have, if I have like an unexpected bill come up, I'll use that credit card for it, or if I don't have enough to pay my electric bill or my energy bill that quarter, if it might be maybe like £50 to £100 more than I expected it to be, then I use that credit card. Whereas if I were to do the snowball method, I wouldn't have enough of a balance on that card to do that. And with other debts that I have, I can't adjust the payment I make to them. I can't make a lower payment to them, or indeed cannot make a higher payment to them. One of those being a loan. If I pay it off before the loan term is before the agreed term of the loan, I will get charged a fee, and I'm not incurring a fee just to pay off something quicker. Well, to be honest, I haven't actually looked into it. It may be cheaper to incur the fee, but I'm not in a position to do that, so it's not even an avenue I'm going to look down. But as far as that goes, things have been going well, and what I have been doing is when I have paid something off, when I do my review, I will distribute that money evenly across all of them. Well, across the ones I can. When it comes to, I'm sure most of you know like the array of debts that I have, but for those that don't, I'll do a quick rundown. We have 3 credit cards. We had a store card. I say we, I mean me. I had a store card which has since been paid off. And that store card I only use maybe once or twice a year. It's so that I can buy lots of clothing at a time, because I don't go clothes shopping very often. So I don't feel bad about using a store card to buy lots of clothing at one time. I'll maybe spend like £200 on clothing. I'll pick up like a couple of pairs of shoes for work, like a couple of new tops that I will wear to death, a couple of jumpers I will wear to death. I very rarely throw out clothing that isn't threadworn, threadbare, isn't like some way damaged or wholly, or just damaged in some way. I will wear my clothes until they are dead. So for me to spend maybe I spend like less than £500 on clothes a year, I would say. Usually it's replacing leggings for work, shoes, like I say. But yeah, so we have the 3 credit cards, a store card, which sometimes has balance, currently does not. I also have my loan. and I have I suppose you could also call it a store card, but we tend to call them a catalogue. It's like you order higher purchase goods through them. I have that to pay off, and I also have overpaid benefits to pay back. And with that overpaid benefit also came miscalculated taxes, so I'm also due back taxes. So that's fun. Find out you owe £2,300 in council tax. But we're working on it. So what I have been doing is every 3 months I will do a little debt review. I don't have a budget and I'm sticking to it. That's all it's going to be. I do flexi. When it comes to paying back the housing benefit, I can't control that. I don't think. I would have to contact them and find out if I can pay that back personally. So what they currently do is they calculate my benefit allocation, and they take back a percentage of that. So say I'm entitled to £17 a week in housing benefit towards my rent, and they take back £5 of that. So they're paying themselves back my debt by £5 a week. That's how they work it. A similar thing happened when I was overpaid child tax credits and working tax credits. They clawed it back off of ongoing payment, which can make things a little bit more difficult than they need to be, but this is how they do it. So I can't really sort that at the moment. When it comes to the council tax, the back council tax I owe, I have actually set up a direct debit for that, and I pay £285 towards that a month. If that does get to be a bit too much, I can always contact them and ask them to reduce that. But to be honest, I would just like to get it paid off, and then I'll be like £285 better off a month. Because I should only be paying, I think it's like maybe £100 a month in council tax, maybe a little like £80 a month in council tax. So yeah, I'm paying considerably more at the moment to cover that back tax. And then my loan is a set payment that is around £211 a month, and that will be finished in April of 2021. My loan will be paid off, so I'll be £211 better off a month. See, it's already like, come this time next year, I am going to be significantly financially better off. And if I just done it this way to start with, instead of trying all kinds of who's its and what's its and hoops, I think I would have been better off. I've learned a lot along the way of do the way that I think is right. Don't listen to other people. Just do the way that works for you. Unless, of course, you literally are being stupid, and then maybe talk to other people. But every time I've reverted back to the way I like to do things, it works better. So that leaves the things I have control over, and that would be my store card, which, as I say, currently has no balance on it. The catalogue, which I'm paying off at anywhere between £50 and £75 a month, depending on how that month is working out. The minimum payment is £50. And then you have the credit cards and a crying child, apparently. So with the I call it clubby, it's catalogue. With the clubby, so my mum always called it clubby, but with catalogue, once like the loan is paid off, I'm gonna ramp up the payments for that and get it paid off. So it'll be paid off like maybe, I would say by June or July next year. It should be paid off by then, because I'll have that extra loan money. And the extra council tax money hopefully by then. I have a Tesco credit card, which I'm paying off about £100 a month. I have my TSB credit card, which I'm paying off about £100 to £150 a month. But again, that is one that I use as the emergency card. The backup credit card, the emergency credit card, that's what I was talking about. So it's the one that I use when there's been, like I need cash for like an energy bill I've miscalculated, or a surprise bill's come up, or I've had to make a big purchase. So that's what that's for. But once I have that extra sort of cash flow, once the council tax is paid off, and once the loan is paid off, and the catalogue is paid off, I'll be able to focus on getting that paid off as well. Because by the time I've got those 3 paid off, take a shot every time I say paid off, you'll be so drunk. By the time I've got those 3 paid off, the Tesco credit card should be paid off also. So I'll be able to funnel it all into the TSB one, which brings me to the granddaddy of my issues. And that would be my Barclay card, which actually this one terrifies me, because I put the account into, I can't remember the word. I want to say receivership or insolvency, but those are not the right words. But I did the thing where you call them up and say that you're having hardship, and that they stop the interest payments on it, and you organise a minimum payment scheme with them. I did this on the advice of my bank manager. I swear it was the worst thing I ever did. It tanked my my credit rating. I haven't been able to get my credit rating over 300 in the last 2 years. Like, it's that bad. Like, don't do it, guys. Unless you literally have to, don't do it. Because 6 months after I did it, everything was fine again. I would have been able to handle the interest payments and everything. Like, just, it was unnecessary. I didn't need to do it. But hey ho, it's done. I'm gonna have to deal with it. But since I did that, I actually haven't had any communication from Barclaycard at all. Like, I can't access the account online. The only letter I've had was just recently. They sent me a letter saying that they'd refunded charges that they'd put on my account. So I have no idea what balance is on the account or anything. I haven't been able to access it to pay it. So I'm going to wait until... This is probably dumb. Please call me out if you think it's dumb, because it is probably dumb. But I'm going to wait until I've paid off all these other things and then contact Barclaycard and get that sorted when I have my full financial freedom, so that if they want me to pay like £200 a month towards it, I can. Because I'll have the funds to do it. I mean, of course, this is all assuming that we don't end up going into some other like second and third wave lockdowns, and that the current place of employment goes into like dissolution and I lose my job. Assuming that doesn't happen, I will have cash flow. But yeah, that's basically where we are with the debt. I can't tell you a grand total of how much debt I have. I can't do that. To be perfectly frank, none of your damn business. But I will give you a ballpark figure. My debt is currently was in like the 15 grand region. It is now, it's around the 10 grand region. It's around the 10 grand region. So it still sounds like a lot. Tell a lie, actually. If I were to include the Barclay card, which I know is around a 5 grand balance, it's around there, because that was the limit on it. Around that is so it would have actually been around £20,000, but I am around the 10 grand mark now for debt. But of course, if you include the Barclay card, it's more like 15. So we just kind of pretend the Barclay card doesn't exist just now, just for sake of sanity. And then when we get fully on our feet, we will tackle it. A few things that I've done differently that have really helped over the last 12 to 18 months have been the quarterly reviews that I've been doing. Every 3 months I sit down and I reassess my situation. I don't just pick a strategy and go along with it. I reassess as I go along. And that has really been helping. It's also putting things direct debit. And I also now keep a planner. And in that planner, I keep track of when direct debits come out, so that I'm not caught off guard, or I try not to be anyway. If I've forgotten to book at my planner, then maybe, but generally speaking, I should be fine. But definitely going direct debit has helped an awful lot. My next move forward is going to be getting my energy on direct debit. I have tried to set it up a couple of times using their online system, and I've gotten nowhere with it. So the next step is actually calling them up and getting them to do it in person. I've been avoiding doing that because of the whole situation, and they respectfully ask that, only call if it's absolutely vitally necessary. But yeah, I kind of want to get my energy bill. So if I pay say like £100 towards a month, that should cover everything. Because I'm pretty sure I pay about £1,100 in gas and electric a year, roughly. They send you a statement at the end of the tax year so you can have a look through, but that's roughly where I think it is. So having £1,200 will just give you a little bit of wiggle room for, if we had a really cold winter and I wanted to have the heating on more, or if I needed to do extra loads of washing 1 month. Because, my cat just decided to turn my child's bed into its personal litter tray, because that has happened. For an entire week, I don't know what was going on with my cat, but I'd strip my kid's bed every day for a week. Like, peed on the cushion, peed on the sheet. It was bad. It was bad. I honestly, if my partner didn't love those damn cats so much, I would get rid of them myself. I would just open the door and whoop, boot them out. Don't take me too literally. But honestly, it's like with the problems I have personally had with those cats, I don't ever want to have cats again. I don't want to have pets again. I don't want an animal in my freaking house. Ever again. Okay? And then once we get all of that sorted out, I will look into contacting the benefits office, finding out how much I'm still due them, and hopefully just paying it off. And then we'll be home free, guys. We'll be home free. I won't have to worry about it again. It has definitely been a learning curve. Just kind of, I'd always had in my head that I'd be able to like plan and be like debt free before I even moved out of my parents' house, and then I had the whole 2 kids under 2 years situation. Trust me, that was not planned. 1 child, fine, can deal with that. 2 children in 2 years, I had not planned for that, and that just unraveled everything. Yay. So, be careful, guys, be careful. But aside from that, I've gotten really good at budgeting and making money stretch, and like buying food and clothing, and lots of money saving tips I've implemented that have helped me along the way. One of my favorites is buying kids' clothes in the sale the year before. Like the coat that Luna is wearing now, we bought in the sale a size bigger last year for like £4, and it was supposed to be like 16. So yeah, little things like that. It's the same when it comes to like purchasing makeup. I am fully aware that I don't really ever need to purchase makeup. It's not a need, it is most definitely a want. But I'm also working really well on using what I have as opposed to just buying lots of new things. And again, I purchase makeup like how I purchase clothes. Like I will do a couple of big purchases 2 or 3 times a year. That tends to be how I purchase makeup, and that's just how I buy makeup. It just is. Like doing the low buy, it worked to an extent until it was like, oh, I can only purchase 5 makeup items, but there's 20 things I want. That means the thing I want in, say, April, I wouldn't be able to buy till August. Or I could have bought it in April and use a whole shit ton by August, you know? Like I say, when it comes to your own personal debt-free journey, it's all about understanding how you operate with money, what works for you, and what is actually gonna work for you. Just because you like a piece of advice doesn't mean you have to follow it to the letter. You can be a bit flexible. You might be the type of person that can make a budget in January and stick to it all the way through to December 31st. Or you might be like me that needs to tweak it and maintain it and sort of micromanage everything. There we go. So that was my little debt update for you guys that wanted to know. It was a bit long-winded, it was a bit here and there. But if there's anything that I didn't cover, just ask away and I might do a little, like a more structured sit-down video. I don't have exact figures off the top of my head type thing. So if that's sort of stuff you're looking for, let me know and I can work something out for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your debt-free journey. Like I say, I'm looking forward to this time next year. I'm more than optimistic that I'm going to be pretty much debt-free by this time next year, apart from the dreaded Barclay card. But we'll sort it, we'll sort it, we'll sort it. It'll be fine, fine. It'll all be good. Anyways, catch you guys later. Thanks so much for watching.